On you, what not won in the previous four, is that exactly what you needed today?
Yeah, of course. We were working extremely hard for it, and it was a tough match, but very happy because the effort was outstanding and was a deserved win. And like you said before, it's so hard to create chances against them. And but I think we were relentless and kept on believing. So it was a good team effort and excellent result, of course.
Was that the message at half-time? Keep believing and don't get frustrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep on going. There was no need for changes. Keep on pushing. Keep believing. Some details: where to take the risk, where not to take the risk, to not concede counterattacks, but very little information and the opposite, encouragement to keep on going.
I'm sure you were pleased with the referee's decision, but were you perhaps fortunate when Harry Kane scored just before half-time?
I didn't see it, actually. I didn't see it. Like in life, I thought it's a goal, and then I was surprised, but I did not see it.
I'm sure you did see, because you had a fantastic view of it. Hakim Ziyech's goal. You were right behind it.
I was right behind. I had the feeling that it's a bit too high, but it dropped in the right second. And was a brilliant goal. The effort from Callum before the goal, the dribbling and switch off side in around the opposite box, and then the overlap from Aspi. So some good things in it, and with a bit of luck, and his technique was a brilliant goal.
Very different, but also, what would you say about Thiago Silva's goal? A clever goal?
Yeah, a clever goal. I just saw it. I just saw it also live. I have no pictures yet, but from set piece is very important in also against teams like this to defend solid and not concede and be always dangerous. So very happy for Thiago.
What was the importance of this victory for you today in terms of the table?
Well, the table is the table. I mean, in the end, it's our responsibility to prove ourselves every second day, almost now every third day. So now we have a break, and it was important to go into this break with a victory. There's no doubt about it, because if you don't have the results, the performances that you want, there's no substitution for a win and for the feeling. You cannot produce it artificially. So we needed this, but we needed also to do things better and keep on believing. So the guys are very, very tired now, because it was a long run for us. And of course it was very important. And I don't tell you any secret when I will also tell you now that it will continue after the break.
What was your assessment of Romelu Lukaku's overall performance today?
Very good performance, very good team performance, and he was absolutely reliable and put in huge effort. We wanted normally to have the chance to have a substitution, to switch after 75 minutes, but then we wanted to change the system, and Hakim was like then with cramps, so he had to go the full distance, but he was a good match.
Did his work off the ball for you counterbalance the fact he wasn't able to take a chance?
Well, it's a bit the story for our team. I have the feeling that we work really hard off the ball, and sometimes are maybe not in full confidence or in the calm state of mind when it comes to the opponent's box. But the effort is something that we define for us as a benchmark and as a standard. So he gave everything in terms of work rate, and so we know this, and this can happen in Premier League and in matches like this, that you arrive that you arrive a bit tired in front of goal.
Lastly, working up to your anniversary, 1 year in charge of Chelsea.
Yeah. Good year, nice year.
Bit more detail?
Actually, it's not needed. I feel very good, because I feel still like the first day. Nothing has changed. I'm feeling in the exactly right place to be, and I feel an enormous amount of support, quality-wise, and from everybody in Cobham. And it's only one goal: to win football games. This is what we love, and so. Hopefully many more years to come.
Well, he's won 5 football games in a row against Tottenham now. It's the first Chelsea manager ever to do that. That will go down well with the supporters. We can go back live to Stamford Bridge now. Delighted to say Callum Hudson-Odoi is waiting to talk to us. Thank you very much indeed, Callum. Well done. Terrific result. And a very impressive second half in particular.
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously, the way the game came out, I think that for us, we knew that it was very tight for them, very difficult for us to break lines in the first half. So we knew it to ourselves that the second half, we need to try and be passing the ball wider, quicker, just being more creative and trying to create more opportunities, which obviously we did.
On that theme, we've just heard your manager praise you for your run and dribble leading up to Hakim Ziyech's goal.
Yeah, I think to myself that in the half-time he said to me just to be more direct and keep doing what I was doing, just getting on the ball and just keep taking them on and keep trying to be direct. So obviously I'm really happy, but I'm not going to take a lot of credit for this goal. It's an amazing finish, so I ain't going to say much for him, but yeah, it was an amazing goal.
How good's that goal? How good's that strike?
You know, I can't even describe it. He's walked past me just now and I just kept smiling at him. It was a great goal, it was a great finish, so I'm really happy for him, and as I said, it was a great 3 points.
Callum, hi, it's Alan Shearer. We listened to your manager after your last game against Brighton, and he was adamant to say that a lot of you players had played a lot of games, used a lot of the squad. There was a lot of tiredness in that squad. Did you feel tired, and do you feel tired at this stage of the season?
I wouldn't say tired. I think it's just more like fatiguing, as you said. I think a lot of games coming and there's a least amount of rest. So I think that we know to ourselves that we have to keep preparing and be ready for every game and try to get as much recovery as possible, because the games are coming thick and fast. And for us, every game, it just feels like it's the next day and the next day coming. So for us, we just know that we have to keep preparing, keep recovering well, and obviously taking every game by game. And hopefully...
You didn't look tired when you went on that run anyway.
He didn't, did he? Callum, it's Glenn Hoddle here. Was it at half-time, was it because Tanganga pulled you back, got the yellow card? Second half, was that in your mind going out? Was somebody in the dressing room telling you, hey, let's get the ball out to him? Because it looked to me as if he couldn't go near you when you made the run on the outside. He was scared to make that tackle.
Yeah, obviously I knew in the first half that he got the booking, so I said to myself, you know what, if you keep being direct at him and keep going at him, hopefully he's going to pull you or foul you eventually to try and get in a second booking. So I just kept saying to myself, just be direct, keep going at him, and hopefully getting booked again. So,
And after 4 league games without a win, how much did the whole squad need today, Callum?
Yeah, definitely. I think today's game was a big boost for us. I think that we know that we've been disappointed with certain results, and it's a thing where we know that we have to keep improving and keep building ourselves to keep winning games. I think that we know how good we can be when we're on our best. So I think we just got to keep going. Hopefully this game was a big boost for us, and we'll go into the winter break smiling and coming back hopefully ready again.
Yeah, and is it finally important to keep looking upwards as opposed to perhaps over your shoulder at those teams below you?
Yeah, definitely. You want to keep looking higher and higher up at the table and trying to just be closer and closer to the top of the league. I think we know that we've got a lot to do to get anywhere near that, so we've got to keep working hard and keep pushing and pushing. But as I said, we'll take game by game, and hopefully we keep improving and try and get closer and up there.
Well done today, and thanks again for joining us live.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well done, Callum Hudson-Odoi. And overall, like he was saying, we've criticised them on Tuesday against Brighton. The whole Chelsea Football Club needed that today, didn't they?
They did, yeah. They needed to stay in the hunt, as you say, to keep looking above them rather than over their shoulder. We saw Rudiger talking about, before the game, about staying in the top 4. Well, if they keep winning and they go on a run now, they're just like Liverpool. They're waiting for City to foul and just be tripped up, and they've got to be hanging around in there. And to do that, they've got to keep winning and become the consistent side that they were at the very beginning of the season. Cast your mind back. They were the most consistent side. They were winning games when they weren't playing well. They've gone off the boil. There's no doubt about it, for whatever reason. But now they've got a little bit of a platform to go again. They've still got a very, very good squad. The bench, they put players on. Kante coming on, my word, one of the best players in midfield in the world, coming on as sub and being used. So they've got such a strong squad there. What's gone wrong there over the last few weeks and the matches? I don't know. They are fatigued. My point now, looking from the manager's point of view, is this is a very vital time that they rest. He's been saying the amount of games. They need a rest. Tuchel needs to go on holiday. His staff need a rest. The mental side of the game now, for the next 5 or 6 games, the last thing they want to do is see each other. They should go and rest themselves, get ready to go again, and almost have a mini sort of, this is the start of another season here, and mentally look and approach it that way.
And just give us an insight. How crucial is that for the coach and the coaching staff? How much do you absorb, and how difficult is it to switch
It's
off?
very difficult to switch off, and it's difficult sometimes to do that when you're in that job. But looking from the outside in and having been a manager and gone through it, it is the right thing to do. If they don't take this opportunity to rest their legs as players and mentally, and the staff as well, go nowhere near the training ground for a while. You know, do something with your families or whatever. Make sure you switch that mind off, because then you come back into, I'm saying, right, we go again. This is the start of a new season for us. Let's get back to how we were at the beginning of the season, where we looked unbeatable. And they did. Everyone was saying, I personally thought Chelsea were going to win the league from that position. So I think it's really important time that you use this period of time, then come back together a week or so before and go bang, there's our next game.
I think that's all right saying that for maybe City, Liverpool, Chelsea, who it's highly unlikely that they'll sign any players in the window. There's football clubs, other football clubs have still got a lot of work to do in terms of trying to bring players in the next week or so that's left of the transfer window. So some managers, some chief executives and staff will be at it almost every day to try and bring that player in that just could make that difference. And that's pretty tiresome also. So you understand how difficult a job it is for the
give them your list,
managers.
Get
away.
Give them your list and get a break. Let them do their job, because he's got his own job to do nowadays. The game's different. Back in the day, we had to do everything. We had to do the buying of the players, the contracts, pick the team, train, everything. But now I think it's really important that particularly Chelsea, I'm talking about. Other clubs, you're right. You know, it's difficult if you're down the bottom, for instance, to do that. But I think Chelsea have been complaining. They've had the League Cup semi-finals to play as well. You know, they've had European football to play, top games, Champions League. And it's not, you know, it builds up, this fatigue. But for me, it's more mental side, that they all need to be able to just get away and rest and get their minds thinking positively on something else, come back together as a group, and then you go again.
OK, let's get some more reaction from the Chelsea dressing room. In a moment, Hakim Ziyech, one of the goal scorers, he's with Mason Mount.
Mason, you first of all, that was much more like it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's us. That's the way we play. You could see straight from the beginning the desire we've shown to win the ball back higher, to press, the will to win. That's the way we play. So, it was definitely us today.
Did Tottenham frustrate you in the first half?
I wouldn't say frustrate. I thought we had a lot of possession. It's always difficult when they have a lot of defenders to get chances and take them. But I thought we created a lot. Hack coming in on the left, on his left foot and creating chances, and we just didn't take it first half. But then we come out second half firing.
Hakim, you scored the opening goal and it was an absolute beauty. You didn't celebrate when you scored against Brighton, but was that just too good a goal not to celebrate?
No, I think it's two different situations. The game against Brighton, I think the first till we get the 1-0, we didn't play well, so there was a little bit of frustration. But today, I think from the beginning we played well. We had them where we wanted. Sometimes they had some counter-attacks, but they wasn't really dangerous at all. But I think we played a good game with a lot of chances, a lot of football, and so it was a different situation, like I said.
Don't be modest. How good do you think that goal was?
How good it was?
It's up there.
Yeah, I think it was a 10 out of 10, I think.
Yeah.
Was it one of those, as soon as it leaves your foot, you know, that's it? No point in the goalkeeper moving?
No, I was following the ball, but I thought maybe I hit it a little bit hard, but on the end I saw it going, and, yeah.
Do you like positive mental attitude, Alan? 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't attempt to disagree with that, to be honest. It was definitely 10 out of 10. He picks his spot, and I think it's one of those, as soon as you hit it, he knows what he's aiming for, that exact spot, and he knows he has to hit that exact spot for it to beat Lloris and the way he did it. Just set it out from outside the post to bend it in there. And the big difference, I know this is an unbelievable goal, and it was mentioned in the interview, but the way everyone celebrated today was totally different to what we saw at Brighton when he scored that goal. It wasn't as good as goal, admittedly, but no one celebrated at all when they scored that at Brighton. I know they didn't play particularly well in that game, but everyone celebrated today, and so they should, because that was an amazing goal.
Yeah, and that's his first Premier League goal at Stamford Bridge, by the way. He'll certainly remember that, whatever else he goes on to do.
Well, I've seen him score quite a few like that, similar in Ajax, in an Ajax shirt, where he's come off that right-hand side and he's curled things into that. But I'm surprised, it's his first Premier League goal. But what a goal. A very precious time in the game. You know, Spurs had come out, stifled them first half. That was just what the doctor ordered from Chelsea's point of view, to score any type of goal, but to lift the whole stadium and get everyone off their feet. When a goal goes in like that, the whole stadium, the players, like Alan said, you react to a goal like that. You know, a tap-in is a tap-in. It's still the same thing. It's a goal. But that excites people, and that's why we love to watch football, and that's why we admire footballers when they do that.
Sometimes you need to produce something special just to unlock the door, because yes, they created one or two half chances that we highlighted at half time, but something special just like that, and it just everyone gets carried away, and rightly so, because it's that special. You can see the reaction from the crowd. It's a magnificent goal. Everyone's going mad, and all of a sudden it's a completely different game.
Yeah, I mean that excites people, as I say, and that's not a chance. That's not a chance. That's out of the blue. That's just pure magic. And nobody in that stadium, probably Ziyech, when he actually collects the ball, is thinking he's going to score yet, and then it all happens out in a split second. It all happens. Aspilicueta just buys him a little bit of space. He rolls it inside, and then he thinks, I've got the technique to whip that outside the post and back in. Beautiful.
And that's the difference between the elite clubs and the clubs that are the middle of the road, that they've got that many players. And we saw Kovacic a couple of weeks ago produce that unbelievable volley. You've got that many players in your squad who can produce that piece of magic that you just need at times when you need something to change in the game. And that makes all the difference when you've got the ability of some of those players.
You look at De Bruyne yesterday. He's hit the post with one. You know, that could have been the difference. You know, and City have got abundance of them. Chelsea have got abundance, and so have Liverpool, and that's why they're the top three teams.
And the irony is, we started the day by talking about no Mane and Salah at the African Cup of Nations. Had Hakim Ziyech not had his disagreement with his national coach, he wouldn't even have been here, and he scored twice in a week for Chelsea.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, how it works out? The goal in midweek, slightly fortuitous. The goalkeeper, I think, should have done better, but that one today is just pure magic. The way he connects with it, the way he picks his spot. So luckily, and for Chelsea, he managed to stay, and it's come up trumps for him.
I think we've seen a goal of the month, if not, a contender for goal of the season. In that sense, for a strike from outside the box, it was sensational. I think Gianfranco said, you couldn't go up there and put it with your hand. You couldn't put it any more in the corner without touching the bar or the post. So no goalkeeper in the world's got any chance.
And if they can produce that more consistently, then they won't be looking over their shoulder, will they?
No.
They'll be looking.
That's the Chelsea. That today was more like the Chelsea we saw at the beginning of the season. Tight, stubborn, clean sheet, given hardly anything away. When they did get through, goalkeeper makes a decent save, like from Harry Kane from the corner to keep the clean sheet. So, and that was much more like it today from Chelsea, and it's exactly what had to happen today, because I said it the other evening, it didn't look a happy camp. There's only one way you can put that right, by putting in performances like they have done today. They've got to rest now, they go on to the next game, and they build and build and they go again.
Yeah, they've got to go again, but I still say they're out of it. They're 10 points behind City, and City have got a game in hand. So as for winning this Premier League, I don't think they've got a shout.
No, but they're now 10 points clear of the team in fifth.
That's what I was going to come to. I think that's the key to them. That's where I think, that's why Tuchel had a big smile on his face when he was asked, a year in, are you happy? He said, yeah, too right. I'm Champions League winner. I've taken, they're in a final, League Cup final. They lost in the FA Cup. Yeah. So Champions League is still going nicely for them. So it's a wonderful, unbelievable year, really. What do you expect from a manager to come in halfway through a season as well and do what he's done? It's quite incredible.
Yeah, it's been some
very impressive. Very impressive. When you, I mean, the league's got for Chelsea, but there's still so much to play for, and Chelsea, need silverware. That's what they're all about. They demand it, and they have to go out and get it. And it's looking good for again on that front, albeit not for the Premier League.